question I'm asking is, what if social storytellers, like documentarians and people like that, acted more like advertisers? Which sounds, I don't know, kind of sleazy and bad. And my job today is to get us to think about how it could be good and how it could be constructive. So to do that, I have to ask a question I think we all have a pretty solid understanding of, maybe some more than others, of who pays for the web. Like all these free services that we're using, who pays for that? And there's sort of two ways to look at it. One is the bicycle theory, and one is the tinfoil hat theory. So the bicycle theory goes like this. You get free Gmail, you do free Google searches, you surf the web, and Google learns maybe that you want a bike. And using that data about you, Google serves you targeted, contextually relevant ads for bikes, and bike products, and bike repair, and stuff like that. That's the basic idea. The tinfoil hat theory of who pays for the web is mind control, right? It's the same thing, but it's the idea that as these big companies learn so much about you, maybe even more than you know about yourself, and they sell that to Madison Avenue, that maybe you're starting to get things that you don't really need or don't really want, and over a period of time, maybe that's a bad thing. I want to make sure that everyone's bought in on this idea, because this is actually who pays for the web. Whether you subscribe to the bike theory or the tinfoil hat theory, this is who pays for the web, is you with your data. So going back to this question of film on the web, we always talked about the montage moment and weaving the web into the story and the affordances of the web and giving people things to click on and ways to participate. And that's like some of what the web is, and let's bring that into film, right? You could call it interactive storytelling. Maybe interactive storytelling isn't the unique thing that web brings to film. Maybe it's personalized storytelling. So maybe it's things like you're watching an ad for a Nike shoe, but you're seeing the color of the Nike shoe that you're more likely to buy. It's the same ad for everybody, but when you watch it, it's a purple shoe. When I watch it, it's a yellow shoe. Visual media, it's still passive, right? It's like sort of lean back media, but it's unique to each viewer. I think that's a new space that people are going to be experimenting with. I like to call it procedurally generated because you need a computer to do that, right? The way that you're able to do that for like 1 million viewers, but do it individually, is using a computer and writing a piece of software that procedurally, with a procedure and sort of a recipe, builds that content for you, but for you, and for you, and for you, right? How would I possibly do that? But it's actually not that hard, right? You need identity, you need some JavaScript, you need video, and a little bit of elbow grease. What would it be to apply these techniques to give a more persuasive documentary? I think that's a design challenge that's opened, and it's an opportunity space that we should all start mining. It could be motion graphics. What if each version of the film had a different voiceover? What if the scene selection is something that you could change based on who is watching? What if we could use these insights and the identity to tell a more persuasive story and use data for social change storytelling? Some of the gut reactions that people experience, like A, it won't work. B, that you're ceding authorial control. And then there's the idea that it's wrong, like it's manipulative and it's wrong to tell a story based on data about somebody. I think that the answer to the wrong question is, do you have the right agenda and do you honor the user's expectations? No surprises, right? People expect to be able to go on Twitter or go to the water cooler and say, wasn't that a great movie or wasn't that a great... And they need to know, and they will need to know when the story they're getting is tailored to them. I think that's part of the answer to whether it's right or wrong. So if you want to ask whether we should be doing personalized storytelling and using data, get with the program, because the social stories we're going to be telling and the issues that we're going to try to show the world and the change that we want to see in the world, a lot of that in the coming years will have to do with this exact issue of who pays for the web and what that means. And that's all. Thank you.